in by the droves because there's no moral clarity about who we are as a people. And so I don't think you can ignore those things.
It does sound a little bit like you're advocating for like a Christian evangelical version of like ISIS.
No, why would that be the case?
Maybe I'm being hyperbolic there, but I don't know. I just like here's the thing. Here's the thing. If your religion is the supreme one, and it is the one out of all of them that is the correct one, and you are the one that should rise to power to the point where it can morals and the moral compass and the drive of the humans on this planet. I don't see why you'd want government to be the arm of that power.
So I think this is where. So I would still argue, Stilgar, you're doing the all or nothing thing, because the argument isn't that government should have no power, which is what I think libertarians do. We don't argue that.
Oh, no, I don't think libertarians necessarily do that.
Well, but it's okay, so hear me out on this, because our argument is that the government should be limited to very specific things. One of those things being protection of the society and the people that it governs. And so this would be one of those cases where, yes, this is what governments are supposed to be instituted to do. But they shouldn't be instituted to be, to be dealing with our monetary policy or any of these other things. No, but what it should be instituted to do is protection of its citizens.
I hear you, but wrapped in that opinion, you're saying that the government should be responsible for the control of the information that citizens can share with one another.
No, I didn't say that. No, I
didn't. Again, maybe we disagree on the slippery part of the slope.
Yeah.
But I think the fact is that when you say that, like, let's give government the control to censor the internet in any way, shape, or form.
I don't believe that. You guys keep trying to paint it that way.
Well, no, but I mean, believe that. Maybe not directly, but inadvertently, that's where you're at. What you're landing at is government says must show ID to see tits on the internet, and in a perfect world, from your opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, is there shouldn't be the ability to see tits on the internet unless you're doing medical research.
No, you can see tits on the internet. I mean, in specific contexts, but the context of porn or pornography, then that's going to be regulated at least until you're 18, right?
So I think that's where we disagree, is that my perspective is, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but eventually you want it to all be gone, right? You said eventually, 10 years, 20 years?
Yeah, a better world is most certainly not having a system where women are slutting themselves out in that way where they're...
I hear you, but this is not the way to get it. Because here's what's going to happen, man. You know as well as I do what a black market looks like.
Yeah.
All you're going to do is regulate this stuff into the streets where it becomes more polarizing, probably more... It's less democrative, right? Because currently OnlyFans, like, any woman can go start an OnlyFans account. No pimp needed. Clearly that won't be the case in the black market, right? People will be... Well, right. Well, maybe, but at least he wears a suit and goes to work every week. But at least he wears a suit and goes to work every week. The point that I'm getting at here is, like, people will be handing flash drives or whatever the equivalent is in 20 years to one another in dark alleyways, and it's not going to get better.
When it won't be for human girls, it'll be for robots.
And here's what I'm saying. I'm saying full stop. Do not control. Do not censor the internet. If things are already illegal and they're happening on the internet, and individuals are participating in those behaviors, and you catch them doing so, then yes, punish them to the full extent of the law. However, do not control what individuals can and cannot post on the internet in a way that's currently consistent with the Constitution, right? My concern here is it will not stop. It cannot stop by the very nature of government. It does not stop. Your perspective is it'll be technically possible. We should absolutely do it. And then they'll be nice enough to not go any further whatsoever. And we won't live in 1984.
Well, no. So that's the thing, Stilgar. You're still arguing like this is 30 years ago or 40 of certain behavior. There's a reason why the younger generation has double the amount of people identifying as an alphabet. So there are consequences to allowing certain
that's correlation over causation to a degree. But even if I grant you that, you
have an entire generation.
Listen, being fully charitable,
the amount
being fully charitable.
There's no, come on, bro.
Being fully charitable, and I'm willing to grant you that entirely. That's fine. What I'm saying is the fact that you subscribe to the idea that it is technically possible to ban porn or limit it by age to a severe degree is A. B. believes that is fair and reasonable for the government to do, and C.
Well, state governments.
And sure, whatever, government. And C. that they'll go there and no further. I believe in combination. Those three things in combination are lost, my man.
No, well, look, that's the thing, Stilgar. You live in our world. See, look, and I hate to put it this way, Stilgar, you live in our world, bro. We don't live in yours. That's the one thing I feel like you haven't fully embraced yet. You live in our world. We know what our founders said. We know what our founders believed. Like we're only instituting what our founders described as a world in which this republic would work. And we're seeing why it doesn't work.
To be fair to him,
literally why it doesn't work. We're literally allowing the world you're describing, and we're not getting the results we need to actually sustain the country. We don't have birth rates.
I hear you.
You know,
like,
porn is one of the reasons why our birth rates are in the toilets.
You considering what he's saying though, King, you gotta be fair. Like 11 months ago, actually 7 months ago, 9 months ago, we were living in his world. So it's only normal for him to have this type of feeling. Like literally in early November of the year previous to us, less than 10 months ago, we were living in his world, and it was the complete opposite. This was not even a blip on the radar, except to maybe people like you who are really into this sort of thing. I definitely never saw the country going this way in a 10-month period. And it's amazing and it's a great thing, but you could see why he would have to be struggling with this concept.
And I love Stilgar. He knows that. Yeah, I get his position. Because I used to be years ago when I first got into Bitcoin, I was a libertarian. I was a libertarian for about a year and a half, and then I had to leave it because there were just things that I was just basically like, I have a moral compass. Not saying that libertarians don't have moral compasses, because I was a Christian libertarian for that last 6 months. I was a Christian libertarian, but then I just left it all together just so that I might as well just be an American.
King, we've had this discussion before, and I think you'll recall once I start explaining it. But for me, I'm not 10 toes down on the libertarian thing. Okay, I'm a seasonal libertarian. We're now how many months into Trump's presidency?
About what, 5 or 6?
5 or 6 months. Okay, the days are getting shorter, the night's getting longer. This is the time of the season when I crawl back into my libertarian cave. Okay? And in 3.5 more years, I'll come out again and tell you if the winter's going to be short or not. Okay?
Fair enough.
Here's my thing, though.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to find the lyric because it's you're going to be surprised that I'm quoting this, but I think it's a poignant thing for this particular comment. Killer Mike, you know Killer Mike.
Yeah, of course.
Says, never forget, in the story of Jesus, the hero was killed by the state.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, So my cautionary tale here is, if we're not going to build the libertarian utopia where there's Uber Eats for blowjobs and everybody's high all the time, and we're going to build the evangelical Christian utopia.
Yeah.
And it's coming. It's the way, it's the light, it's the truth. It's coming. Right?
this is wrong. See, again,
I would say
we're not going to specify. We're going to say it's a Christian. We're not going to specify.
Okay. That's fine. Look, you guys have the next 20 years to fight that one out. We'll see. But my point is I'm just saying, Jesus might have some strong feelings about getting in bed with the state.
No, I actually agree with that. Look, I know you don't see it that way.
Oh, I got you.
I know you don't see it that way, but I'm actually with you on that. I think the state should be limited to very specific functions, and it should not go outside of the scope of those functions. I still am a firm believer in that. That's why I consider my position Americanism and not something like National Socialism or some of these other retards like these Catholic monarchs who think they're going to turn America into a Catholic monarchy. You're a fucking
I hear you,
retard.
man. You give them the fucking wheel and they never let it fucking go.
No, but King, isn't there that idea where the church, along with the state, run the runs the
yeah, that's more, and that's what we do. So as Americans, we don't believe in that.
We don't.
So we don't. So that's why I get very pissed. And look, I don't know. Let me see. Is Ann here? Okay, Ann. Because people know I'm very critical of Catholicism. I'm extremely critical of Catholicism. Hold on, Necro. Just give me a second. Very critical of Catholicism. One of the reasons I am is because Catholicism leads to this centralized hierarchical structure that Catholics love to, espouse, whether it's national social, it's always some version of socialism or something where the church is essentially in charge of the state. We do not believe in that. I do not believe in that. So a lot of the time, Stilgard, when I hear you, I feel like you think I'm like them. I'm not. I am not like them. I still believe in Americanism, where there is a separation of church and state, but in the terms of the state running the church. But it is not in the opposite direction. I think the church can influence the state, just not in a way where there's an official religion that the state adopts or anything of that sort.
Yeah,
rather,
I hear you, but like
able to
trying to take my titty pictures is antithetical to that kind of thinking.
You said what? The what? Say it again.
Trying to take my titty pictures is antithetical to that
I'm
kind
not
of
trying
thinking.
to take your titty pictures. I'm just trying to make sure that parents have the ability to not have their kids look at titty pictures before the age of 18 if they want that world.
But you did acknowledge that like the age verification thing is step one.
Yes,
and eventually
an
all out like dissolving of internet porn is somewhere a couple steps down the line.
It is ideal, yes.
Right.
But you would still have access to it.
Yeah, man. I just like
Stilgar, you're always gonna have access to porn, bro.
Oh, I know. Trust me. I'm an IT guy. I got that solved. Daddy's got a VPN. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But
like no one's gonna come break down your door and like.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's only if you're producing it or trying to.
They used to do that with booze. Yeah. Now I can go down the street to 7-Eleven and pick it up, and it's a better world as a result.
Yeah, but if you're making it for yourself or you're consuming it for you, that's different. Yeah, which you'll be able to do. Like I
was gonna say, I might have to light my phone on fire.
If you want to make it for you,
I'm gonna have to throw my cell phone into a volcano.
For yourself, that's none of our business, bro. It's when you start trying to make it for others or promote it to others, that's where there's an issue.
Exactly.
So, I'm sorry, Stilgar. I gotta protect the kids, bro. I'm sorry, Stilgar. I'm not gonna have another generation turn out fucking alphabet. I'm not gonna see it. I'm just not. I'm sorry.
Like, did you see that Snoop Dogg took his nephew to see that one of those new Disney movies?
Pussied out. I got you, Necro. Just let Red say it, then you can go.
You know that new Disney movie or whatever? I think it's like the new
with Lightyear. The Buzz
Lightyear. Yeah. And he took his nephew, and his nephew said something, like, I don't know, they had some gay scene in it or something.
Yeah, I think there was two dads or two.
Right. And he asked him, the nephew's like, there's two dads. And, like, Snoop Dogg didn't know how to answer.
Yeah, of course.
And then he shared his thoughts. And then, of course, the backlash came from the crazies. And you had to apologize, which was also ridiculous on his part. Even so, apologizing to people, all because he said he didn't know what to say to his nephew. See, this is the problem. This is what King's talking about.
Yeah.
He's been in the kids' movies. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's like
it's insane.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Necro.
Yeah, I keep hearing about essentially wanting to have, like, one of the concerns I have with Christian nationalism is that I think there's any concern with any religion having control over the government is that, or having any influence on the government and our lives, is the fact that it can make it really unfair for other religions. And I would just like to ask,
irrelevant.
Hold on a second. So, King, would you be okay if you think it's fair? Do you think it would be okay if Islam had any influence on the American government?
It shouldn't. As a matter of fact, most Muslims should be deported.
Okay, so you would have an issue if Muslims did the same thing that you were trying to do.
They already do. Most Muslim countries do. Are you familiar with Islam?
No, I'm talking about our country, though.
Yeah, well, our country was specifically made for Christian denominations. Are you familiar with Islam?
He wants them all to go home and for us to do the Christian equivalent here.
Are you familiar with Islam, sir?
I am, and so
okay. So then you should already know, because I'm Nigerian. That's my ethnicity. So we deal with Muslims. So we actually have or my parents have a society where they have to live with Muslims. They have to live with these people. And a lot of you don't. So you don't actually know how it is where half your country is radical, and you have to actually deal with that. And then you've never lived in a country where it's majority Muslim. Because if you did, you know a majority of them don't even allow you to have churches. And if there are churches, they get bombed, harassed, and essentially oppressed in their own countries. They even have to pay a tax called jizya. So there's no equivalent trying to make an argument to me.
It's a terrible name.
I have to allow people who don't allow me in their own culture to exist.
Well,
I don't have
what did you say?
I don't have some.
Did you make a comment on jizya?
I don't have some obligation to allow someone who calls me a nigger and a fucking slave in their scriptures to come to my country. I don't have an obligation for that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my statement. I said jizya is a terrible name.
So
it is. It sounds like jizya. That's what it's called, though, jizya.
I definitely understand that, like,
fair enough.
Hey, yo, King, you're here. I'll be back.
So, I as a person who is an American, have an issue with any person trying to impose their religion onto, like, everybody else, ultimately, because, especially...
No, you don't.
Okay, so you speak for me.
No, I just know you're a fucking hypocrite. What do you think about the woke? What do you think about the wokeness and all the rainbow shit that's been pushed on everybody for the last 20 years? What do you think about that?
It's a religion.
Pushed on.
And you
heard what I said. What do you think about wokeness, fucking rainbowism that's been pushed on everybody for the last 20 years? What do you have to say to that?
I mean, I'm not a person who's woke. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so you see how he's playing games, Joe? Did I say you were woke? I said, what do you think about the wokeness and the rainbowism that has literally been pushed by your government, and all of the shit that you claim that you're against has been pushed vehemently into our education system, into our places of work. You even have people because
the book about it is called Woke Racism.
That now they're advocating, right, for boys to be in girls. What you think these are not religious gospel rainbowism nonsense?
It compares it to religious structure in every way. It's a religion. It's a mass religion. Yes. Let's move forward.
What do you think about it?
Next track. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Let that go. All right, fair enough.
I mean, to be honest, so like I am against any sort of dogma that's being pushed.
No, you're not. You're just saying these things.
Okay, so you're reading my mind.
I am. You're doing this. You're arguing. Here's the thing, Neko, that's very interesting. You're arguing like this is 25 years ago. I need you to come to 2025. This is not 2005. This is 2025, sir. We've all lived through. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but we've all essentially lived through a secular religion that was
So you think the Ten Commandments should be dismissed?
You should be studying the Bible.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I accept the trends and
look at the word, because there's a specific word for gift and there's a specific word for murder. It's thou shalt not murder.
Okay. So you're an expert. I'll take your word for it.
No, just that one. You brought up thou shalt not. You brought up thou shalt not.
Yeah.
So let it know that it's thou shalt not murder.
Okay.
Not
Like I said, that's one translation. But
No, that's the correct translation.
There's a different word for kill in Hebrew. The word that's used there is murder in the Hebrew.
Okay, I literally said I'll take your word for it.
Fair enough. You can look up in ChatGPT if you think I'm lying. So,
okay. So, anyways, getting back to the what I was originally talking about, you said you
were trying to feign like you don't believe in in religions, and then we expose that you probably do, because you're probably one of these knuckleheads that has been, oh yeah, I'm all about the wokeness and the rainbow, and yeah, everybody just wants to live their life, and they'll be the same people that have been trying to spread their fucking retard gospel into the next generation.
Should I start with?
I don't understand why
You have a gym membership.
Yo, George, stop interrupting George.
I don't see what
Stop noise trolling, bro.
I don't see what wokeness has to do with what I'm talking about. I'm talking about.
It has everything to do with it.
I'm talking about what fundamental human rights are. I'm talking about.
Yes, your fundamental human rights come from Christianity.
Okay, well, I'm talking.
Nobody is retarded in this room. We've been having these conversations for 3 to 4 years, sir.
So, okay, let me just start this. Do you agree with me that freedom of religion as the First Amendment guarantees?
Freedom of religion, not freedom from.
Okay, so what about freedom for other religions that are not Christianity?
That's not my problem. You don't have the right. So you don't. Let me be clear with you. Let me be clear with you. You do not have a constitutional right to import your monkey demon religion or your fucking retard barbarian religion here and then use our system to try to implement values that are contrary to how we do things in America. Our system was not made for that.
Okay, so then
you do not have a right to come and bring your retardedness here and then fundamentally try and change how we do things here into the dumb shit you do over there.
Okay, so that seems to be a reason why we shouldn't be a Christian nation. Because
you said what? That should be a reason why what?
Why we shouldn't be a Christian nation.
Why?
Because Christianity is pretty barbaric. I mean, it's found.
No, you sound retarded. Christianity is the reason why we don't have barbarism. Christianity is the reason why we don't have barbarism around the world. What are you talking about? It wasn't secularists that went around the world getting rid of slavery. It was the Anglo-Protestants that came to this country and realized what they were doing was wrong. They quenched it here with a civil war, and then they quenched it around the world.
Yeah, in spite.
So what are you talking about?
And in spite.
Where were the secularists? Where were the fucking secularists? Oh, I know where the secularists were. They were over there in France fucking beheading Marie Antoinette.
Yeah, so
they were over there in World War I and World War II assassinating the Christian monarchs.
Okay, so
yeah, that's what the secularists were doing.
So yeah, the Bible endorses slavery. You had Christians who used.
No, it does not, sir. No, it does not. And this is the other thing. What's so interesting now that you're getting proven wrong, now you're gonna start lying because you don't have a moral. You don't have a moral history that the Christians do. The Christians are actually known for ending all of the moral strifes in the world. The Christians are known for ending those things globally, not the secularists. You guys are known for participating in the largest killings of white in this world. That's a fact. The reason why the white population today is 7% is because of you.
So Christianity respects women being equal.
That's absolutely right. I don't even agree with the Catholics. Oh, okay. But look at it. Yeah, are you retarded? Do you not know Catholicism? No. Do you not know Catholicism upholds Christ's mother in a way that no other religion does? I'm not even Catholic. I don't even. But are you going to see their argument that they don't have a reference for the mother of Jesus like none other? They literally worship a woman.
Do you believe women should have the right?
So what the fuck are you talking about? This is my problem. Look. Let this be a lesson to everyone in here. These people have no arguments. This is exactly why secularists, the liberalism, and atheism is failing, and everyone's leaving their side. They're morally bankrupt. They have no argument.
King,
So,
King, you are the black incarnation of Charlie Kirk, Charlemagne Kirk.
It's just not. You hearing this, bro?
I would never finish.
Channel your inner Charlie. Take a deep breath. Let's let him keep going. Let's let him keep going. Let's let him go to his next point. Just channel that inner Charlie. Just take a deep breath. You got it.
Do not ask him a question, Necro. Just make your point. Do not ask him a question.
But I waited to ask Necro a question.
Go ahead, Charlemagne.
So it's interesting, King. You said that Christianity respects one's equality. So how would you argue that this also is a Christian nationalist? He thinks women should.
What about it?
He thinks women should not
Okay.
I think women shouldn't have the right to
A
vote.
lot of people think women should not have the right to vote.
Yeah, it's a pretty smart idea, actually, if you think about it.
So it depends. So I do think we need to go back to a system where all people qualify in order to vote. That is what a republic is based on. I think that's one of the things that we got rid of that's actually led to the problems that we see today, where there isn't that moral cohesiveness that we used to have or should have, if people want to make the other argument. So I think that, bro, is that, for instance, if you want to vote in this country, you should sign up for the draft. Most women would not sign up for the draft. That's fine. If you don't sign up for the draft, though, you shouldn't be able to vote. Would you agree with that?
I don't think there should be a draft.
Okay, so you and I are not living in the same country. And I get it, because and this is the other thing that sex and folks like you should be called out for. The reality is, you have no roots in America, because the mindset you had didn't build this country. That's why you feel no reason to defend it. And I get that. The problem is when us, folks like you and I, everyone in here, when we look at people like him and we don't point this out, they don't give a fuck about America. They don't care what happens to America. That's why they don't feel like they need to defend it or protect it. Look at him. Look at what he just said.
Yeah,
I don't think there should be a
like
draft.
if you
I
think
do think
women shouldn't be able to vote, then I think only property owners should be able to vote. And so therefore you don't qualify.
I think
I'll sign
I
up
feel
for the
like
draft.
if people treat each other
I'm down
well,
with
I
that.
think they would care.
Yeah,
I think you should sign up for the draft. And then if you
I'll
sign up
sign
for
up.
the draft, you can vote. You sign up for the
Okay.
draft, you own property, you can vote. If you don't,
Okay.
then you shouldn't be able to vote.
So I just want to say,
You know what? I might actually go along with that. That's a good compromise.
Thank God Dr. Responsible can't kick me off stage. Don't anyone give him that fucking right.
You're
so
good, bro.
get back to like specifically on King. So you said that religious freedom essentially is not guaranteed to anyone who's not Christian. So which
Yeah, you don't have a right to worship Satan. I don't think you should have a right to be a devil worshiper.
but then you don't believe in religious freedom.
I do for Christian, for denominations.
You're giving
Like the
special rights to
original,
Christians.
wait, hold on, Necro. I don't want you to go past this. You do agree that that's the original understanding of that.
No, I don't.
What's your evidence?
Yeah, so I know the founding fathers themselves were at the very least ambivalent about the Christian God, if anything, and were
That's not
maybe
true.
and were maybe.
So don't go off.
You gotta
don't go
let
off topic.
finish, King.
I
Come
asked you a
on,
very-
bro.
No, don't go off topic. I asked you a very specific question.
You can't say
What is
shit
your
next
evidence?
I did answer your question.
What is your Necro? Focus.
You're just gassing.
Because no,
You are free to agree with him, Necro. You are free to agree with him.
Because you already agreed. The funny thing is, you already agreed that Thomas Jefferson, when he was speaking about the separation of church and state, was speaking to the Baptists to reassure them that they would be able to practice their version of Christianity without the state coming in and dictating to them they could do with their practices. So it's very funny now, and separation of church and state is not in the Constitution, but a lot of people like to use it to back up, First Amendment. So what's interesting, Necro, is that now you're trying to argue the opposite when you essentially already conceded that the First Amendment was referring to Christian denominations. The founders were not speaking about Hindus that worship a monkey demon being able to come here and worship that fucking retard demon here. And you know that.
No.
You said no?
Just let him actually respond, King. Damn.
Yeah. So King, like you keep on misunderstanding.
What is your evidence? You just said no. That's not an argument.
So you kept on saying that essentially that I can see that was Christianity because he gave Christian
denominations, yes.
recognized Christians having right to practice their religion. Yeah, if you give anybody the right to religion, you should give everybody. If you believe in religious
That's
freedom,
false.
That's what I'm saying.
That's false, though.
If you don't give this to everyone, you don't get. It's not a right.
Who are you speaking to? Are you wait, sir? So guys, notice what he's doing here. So would you
You're
go
arguing
to?
for special
Hold on.
rights
Let me
for
ask you. Let
Christians.
me ask you this, Negro, because again, and this is again is why your ideology is dying. So would you say what you just told me? Would you go say that to the Muslims in Saudi Arabia?
That has nothing to do with the point, bro. You don't
Please,
even engage.
please do not, and please shut the fuck up if you're not Negro. Negro, would you go the thing? Because you try to make it like this is some principle that the world follows. So would you go tell the Prince of Saudi Arabia what you just told me?
That religious freedom means that you have to give everybody religious freedom.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it's this principle.
Oh yeah, you would.
Freedom. They're not saying they don't believe
Would
it.
you and hold on, Negro. Hold on, Negro. So you said you would for Saudi Arabia. Would you do it for India, where Christians are being persecuted and even Muslims are being? Would you do it? Would you do it there?
Yeah.
Okay, so then tell me why no fucking secularist has gone to any of these countries and argued the same thing there. No, it's not irrelevant. It's very relevant. Because he's just trying to make it like this is some universal value that we all hold.
Never said that.
Are not showing
He literally is saying this is what it
have
is.
going to other countries and arguing this. They only argue that us Christians need to accept societies that don't agree with us. Societies that literally oppress us. But they're trying to tell us we have to accept these societies that are diametrically to Western values.
That's what you're trying to do with everybody's argument.
What?
Yeah, you're trying to impose your religion on everybody else.
No, I'm not, sir. When did I impose my religion?
You literally have been talking about Christianity shouldn't stay in our laws.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, just like
Yes.
Islam influences Muslim states.
Yeah, it is impressive. So Christianity.
You said what? It's what?
Yeah, it's impressive, right?
No, you're a retard. So Anglo-Protestantism is the reason why we have Negro. Please listen. Anglo-Protestant.
You accuse me of not answering questions, and you just
Negro. I'm answering everything, and that's why you're hurting.
No, you don't.
That's why you're hurting because you have the script. I can tell you have the script in your head that you've been probably learned in college or whatever, and you've actually never had a back and forth to think about the things you believe. So Anglo-Protestantism is why we have the Bill of Rights. It's the reason why you're talking about the First Amendment. It's the reason why you're sitting here literally arguing for values that secularism is not responsible for. You're arguing the values that my brothers and sisters in Christ developed. You're not arguing shit that your people developed.
Yeah, so, a lot of Christians left their homelands because they were sick of religious oppression in their homelands, which is why, we wanted to create a separation of church and state so that all religions can have the right to practice their own religion and be free from the state imposing a religion onto everybody else. And which is why separation of church and state is necessary for religious freedom.
Okay, so what's your evidence? So what are you arguing? Are you arguing that the people who came here and built this country were what, secularists? Are you retarded?
Yeah, I mean, so I'll just quote.
Why would they fight so hard to get other people's religions?
This is so embarrassing. Are you arguing that? So okay, let me ask you this.
I'm trying to answer your question. You talk about one to have a back and forth, and you don't let me answer your question.
No, you just did this diatribe again. A script. You just did a script.
No.
Yeah, you did. Where you tried to
claim. Are you gonna let me answer your question? Do you want it back and forth?
Listen, Negro.
You want it back and forth?
I want to be sure I'm hearing you correctly. Are you arguing that the people who came here and founded this country were secularists?
Yeah. So to quote John Adams, he said that the United States.
Are you arguing that the people who came here and established this country were secularists? It's a very simple question because I'm about to smoke you. Are you arguing that the people who founded America were secularists?
Yeah, they definitely were against Christianity.
Yeah, you're a retard. So let's go through the founding fathers. I'm about to cook you. This is so
Yeah,
easy
so John
too.
Adams.
So when you please, Necro, please shut up.
Bro,
Please
can
shut
you not
Please
quote
shut
that-
sir.
quote that?
Please
I was about
shut
to mention
up.
what he said.
Shut up. Please shut up. So then you can. So when I lay this out, I want to hear what you have to say. So when we look at the founding fathers, there's about 250 plus founding fathers. 90% of them were Protestant Christian, meaning Anglican, Congregationalist, Puritan, Baptist, or Quaker. That's 90% of them. Around 7% of the 90, around 7% were what we would call, Catholic or some other type of Christian that wasn't specifically Protestant. There was only about 2% that were deists. I know a lot of people like to make it like there was like a billion deists. That is not true. Only about 2 to 3 of our founders, out of the 250 of them that signed all the papers that made America, were deists. Only 2 to 3. I know they like to make it like there was a bunch. That is not true. Most of our founders were Protestant. I have the list, so you can't lie to me. I actually have the entire list, and we will go through every single one of our founders, and I will tell you their denomination. Once again, Anglican, Congregationalist, Puritan, Presbyterian. Presbyterian was the one I forgot. Presbyterian, and then Baptist. That is what they primarily were. In addition, each one of the states, every single one of them had a state religion that was Christian. That's a fact. In the states, their constitution, all of the states had a religion. Whether it was one of the ones that I just named. In addition to that, 9 of them, 9 out of the original 13, you had to be a Bible-believing Christian and profess Christ as your Lord and Savior to hold a government or hold a government position in those states. These are all facts.
Yeah, so the Constitution forbids religious testimony required for office.
That's not true. That's at the
It
federal
is
level.
absolutely true. So
That was at the federal
no,
level.
I just let you talk. So
That was at the federal level. Deal with the things that I mentioned. Deal with the stuff that I mentioned. Are you denying anything that I mentioned?
I just put in the chat.
Are you denying anything that I mentioned?
I just put in the chat that says, I quote by John Adams, the United States is not in any sense founded on the Christian religion.
Yeah, this is the Treaty of Tripoli.
The Treaty of Tripoli is not the Constitution. What are you
The
talking
founding
about?
father, John Adams, was a founding father.
John Adams is not the Constitution of America. What are you talking about? It is
You're
not the
talking
state
about the founding
constitution.
fathers.
The Treaty of Tripoli, which I know is not the United States Constitution, and it is not the founding of our country. It is not. So deal with the things that I mentioned. Deal with the things that I mentioned. Are you denying anything that I mentioned?
I don't believe anything that you said about that.
So what are you denying? What do you be specific? What
They
are you
have to
denying?
speculate in order to.
I'm asking, so hold on, it's not my burden of proof to show that that your claim false. You have to prove that they're true.
So you want to go through all the 250 founding fathers? I'll be glad to.
Talk to this
Wanna
nigga,
go
bro.
Yeah. So
Okay, let's go through.
I know
let's
that.
go.
So
Let's go. No. Did you say that I'm lying?
That's right.
Yeah, so the first. So
Let's go through them.
okay,
Hold on.
So
Let's
King,
go through them. No, Necro.
Talk to this nigga.
Necro, you're not going to call me a liar. The one thing you can never do, the
Can
one
you be
thing
a Christian and
the
deny
one
the
thing
deity?
nappy-headed secularists can never do to me is call me a liar. You can never call me a liar.
Bro, it's always the niggas with the haircut like him. Look at his haircut. Look at Necro's haircut, bro.
He's not even worth it. He's not even worth it. Anyways, what's next?
That nigga got a Limp Bizkit haircut.
Can you be a Christian and deny?
Who's next? Necro, we're done with you.
King,
Who's
no,
next?
King. I just
Who's
wanted-
next? I'm Dro. We're done with you. Who's next?
Can you be a
Who
Christian?
wanted to talk
and deny the
next?
deity?
I was just, I wanted to talk next. I just wanted to say, like,
Can you be a Christian?
it's usually niggas with that same haircut.
Yeah, but you don't need some estrogen on stage.
We'll do
Just
Kura,
let,
and then we'll do Gold.
let Necro, give him
We'll do
30,
Kura, and then we'll
give
do
him
Gold.
30 seconds uninterrupted.
I'll take
Let him
30
finish his
seconds.
plate.
I'll take 30.
No,
Give him
we're
30.
done. We're done.
Come
with
on,
that.
King,
We're
just
done.
give him
Bella,
30.
We're done. We're done. We're done.
Alright,
I can't
fine.
go back and forth.
And I take his 30?
No. So
Go ahead, Kura. He spent enough time on that.
This the reason why it's gonna be another school shooting because y'all acting this way.
So King.
Necro does look like a school shooter. I ain't gonna.
It wouldn't be as
Go
well.
ahead, Kura.
That nigga has a horrible haircut.
You got good points, but
Negro, listen.
He has no good points. The fuck?
Founding fathers denied that Jesus.
Go ahead, yo.
The
If you
founding
keep noise
fathers.
trolling, Necro, I'm gonna move you down.
That's right. Get out of here with that SSS tricky haircut.
You're not a Christian. Jesus would.
That's tricky.
He can talk to himself in the Go ahead, Kara.
Let's not create any school shooters, please, on stage.
Well,
I
too
appreciate
late.
it. Please, this is Bella.
Too late for that. Go ahead, Kara. Kara, if you're not there, I'm gonna move on to go.
No, I was gonna ask